In this video, we are going to be talking about how to get out of the Monday blues, how to get over that feeling, that funky feeling that you might have every single fucking Monday morning. My name is Winnie the Bonnie. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you're new and you're here for the first time, welcome, and thank you so much for spending your time and energy to watch this video. It really means a lot to me, and it's something that I take really seriously. Today's video, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. The last couple of weeks I've been talking about toxic friendships and having difficult conversations and so forth. And today I woke up feeling really funky. I woke up feeling not so great, and I wanted to share that with you because there is a pattern. And that pattern is every Monday morning, I feel a little bit funky. Now, I am really blessed and really grateful to have the privilege to work for myself. It is a dream come true, something that I've always wanted for myself since I was 15. And often on Mondays, I forget that. I forget that it was a dream for so long. I've had that dream since I was 14 or 15 years old, as far as I can remember. And I am 40 now. And it's only the last couple of years where I have been able to move into my own business full time. And I've actually had a go at a couple of different businesses that have not worked and definitely not provided me with the full-time income that I need to financially support myself. So even though it's taken me so many years to get here, even though I've gone through so much to get here, I am an ungrateful little piggy sometimes, I think. And I also feel that that is, I don't know, maybe a reality of where I am right now. A reality that even if you start your own business, it can feel like work sometimes, and it can feel like you're getting up and it's Groundhog Day and you're doing the same old thing every single day. And I think with starting your own business, you can often feel that pressure more because in a job, you do the work, you show up and you get paid. When you run your own business, you show up to do the work and you're not sure if you're going to get paid. You don't know if customers are going to come. You don't know if clients are going to come and purchase from you. And you don't know if your efforts that you're completing, the tasks that you are completing, if it's actually going to bring results or not. So I think a lot of burnout that entrepreneurs feel is not actually burnout from working. It's actually the emotional burnout that comes when you put on all this time and effort and energy and you don't always see the results. And often I feel that when you are going at 100 miles per hour and putting in all this time and energy, like results often don't come. And then for some fucked up reason, when you're just like, fuck it, and you let go and you fully surrender and you're just like, I'm going to have fun with this, or I'm going to try something different and have fun, or you know what, screw this, I'm going to take the day off, and you just totally release the foot off the pedal and you let go for some kind of reason, that actually brings in the money. What I also know to be true, that if you keep doing that, the money doesn't come through. It will actually stop and it will actually dry up. So there's some kind of balance here where we need to show up and do the work, and we also need to pull our foot off the pedal and be surrendered in terms of expectations around income. That said, feeling emotional fatigue is real. So here are the things that really work for me. And this is something that I'm yet to do. So when I finish recording this video, I'm going to go and do this myself. And that is relaxation yoga. So YouTube is full of free yoga relaxation classes. And so relaxation yoga means you hold a pose and you lie there. You hold a pose and you just lie there. And you can go as deep as you want into a bend or a pose, or you can just do a little bit of a bend and just lie there. And the yoga pose does its magic. It recalibrates things in your body. So I like to search into YouTube 10-minute yoga relaxation online class, and a whole bunch of videos usually come up, and then I like to do that 10 minutes, super quick, super easy, and I always feel like really centered and grounded afterwards, and I feel energized as well. The second thing that I do is I like to listen to upbeat and uplifting music. So what I actually started doing today is I was listening to like crystal sound healing kind of music, thinking that music is going to like cleanse me of all my bad energy, and it did not. And then I remembered that music doesn't pep me up. It's dance music. It's music that has, like a really happy sort of beat behind it. The lyrics might not always be so chirpy and wholesome, and the beat is. So I have a playlist, which is my 2023 most played songs. And I started playing that, and that definitely helped my mood and lifted my mood up a bit. It's also important to know that sometimes what you might be feeling on a Monday could be biological. So I know for me that I have thyroid issues. I know that I have, with that thyroid, it's all sort of like hormonal. I also know my body produces a lot of cortisol. That runs havoc in my body as well. I've had so much testing that has showed that. And I also know that, at the moment, and I'm saying this with a smile on my face, because at the moment, the last 2 weeks, we have been giving ourselves permission to eat cake, gluten-free cake, with very little sugar, by the way. And we have piled on a bunch of butter frosting, which is why we have eliminated sugar from the actual cake, because the icing has like all the sugar it needs. I also know that sugar really mucks around and plays with your mood as well. I know for myself, it can give me palpitations and so forth. The other thing that can really ruin the mood is caffeine. And particularly, I think when you've got cortisol and hormones, I don't know a lot about all this stuff. I am, like you, like everyone else, doing my best to learn and make sense of what you consume, how that impacts the body. And what I think I know, I don't know if it's 100% correct, is that, caffeine definitely does that to your body. So I was listening to a podcast, and they were saying to wait 45 minutes after you wake up to then drink coffee. So I don't drink coffee, I drink tea. I went to the doctor. The doctor reckons that tea has more caffeine than coffee. I probably have about 3 cups a day, sometimes 4, depends how I feel. 1 in the morning, a cup of tea in the morning, a cup of tea in the afternoon, and a cup of tea before I go to bed. And the doctor was saying that even that can cause a bit of havoc in your mood and give you a bit of, sort of like chest palpitations and so forth. And so what I'm playing with around at the moment is actually reducing my caffeine. And I say that with such resentment because I do love my tea. I need my tea. At the same time, I'm not willing to let it go entirely because it does bring me joy and happiness. And I don't feel like that is the entire reason. The other thing that I know for myself to be true is that if I have a really long period of break, so if I take anything more than 2 or 3 days off work completely, which means I don't work at all for 2 or 3 days, then it's really difficult for me to get back into work. I don't know why that is. There's something going on with the brain. That's all I know. And so what I have started doing is going to a really nice lounge, having a chai tea, and on a Sunday night, spending 2 hours working, and then I'll spend a third hour planning my week based on any client deliverables that I have, any admin work that needs to be completed. I will go through the project sheet where it has all my clients and all the work and all the tasks that I need to complete for that specific agreed proposal and project. And I look at it and I check, where am I at? Have I missed anything? And what do I need to deliver to the client? And I prioritize and I put that into my calendar, as well as stuff that I need to be doing to keep the business growing, like reaching out to potential clients, posting on LinkedIn regularly, doing things like this. what else do? I do a whole bunch of things and doing a lot of research because all my work is intellectual property. I mean, that's what I sell to people. And so I need to be spending a lot of time learning and researching and conducting my own research on what are the best ways to achieve X, Y, Z. And so all of that is kind of like another job on top of the job that you have in terms of delivering results for clients. And so going through my work week and prioritizing to make sure that I stay on top of it is really, really important, because that also ensures a smooth and really high level of customer service and therefore satisfaction for the client. So I do that. Every Sunday, I spend 2 hours doing some light work. At the moment, I'm writing a book. So I spend 2 hours writing my book. And then I spend an hour or two getting organized for the week. So I'm also feeling a sense of certainty of I know what needs to be done, and I feel like I'm on top of my work, that there's nothing that's going to kind of come at me, like a client's going to come and say, where is this? And I'm just like, shit, because I've completely forgotten, because I've dropped the ball, and that has happened before. Because I know part of the Monday scaries, part of the Monday blues, part of the Monday funk is not feeling like I'm in control of my business. And particularly when you are showing up and you're doing work in your business and you don't know, there's so much uncertainty about, is it going to produce results, regardless of how many years you've been in business, regardless if your business is $20,000 a year, $200,000 a year, or $200 million a year. You don't know. Nothing is guaranteed. And particularly when it affects you directly, like it affects your bank balance directly, it affects your self-confidence directly in terms of, do I know what the fuck I am doing? You don't know. You really don't know. And so the way to reduce that uncertainty, which then drives fear of, I'm not too sure whether this action is going to produce the income that I need to pay my bills. What if I can't pay my bills? Am I going to lose my house? Am I going to have to go live somewhere else? What am I going to, That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So the way to manage that for me is to really plan the week. And then if I show up and I don't want to do that, I can do that. And at least I have in my week, I use a digital diary and I time block everything. Time blocking is where we take a task and we put it into diary and we choose a day and a time of which to complete that task. I know that it's sitting there, and I know that I can shuffle things around and reorder things around to make sure that I get it done as well. The last thing that really helps for me is getting out in nature. So I'm really blessed and privileged that I live right near the ocean. At the moment, today, I will not be going to the ocean for a swim. And if today wasn't a Monday and we slept in and only started our day, 3 hours later than what we normally do, we would probably be out in the ocean having a swim. And, the sea is my therapy. Going out into the ocean really helps ground me and gives me this sense of like ease and comfort. I think being held by water is so comforting as well, and it really grounds me. Magnesium, really good for the body, relaxes the muscles. When I wasn't living in the ocean, I would have a bath and have candles and play some nice music. I know that being in nature, whether it be in water or being outside, barefoot on the grass if it's clean, and walking in nature is really, really helpful. People call it grounding. I call it being human. I mean, we weren't wearing shoes, for the whole of the span that humanity have been in existence. Grounding is really, really important, making contact with the soles of our feet on the ground. So that is really important as well. So I hope that is helpful to you if you're feeling like a bit of a funk like me. And even there might be a bit of guilt or shame that you're doing, what you've always wanted to do and still you're, unhappy. Or guilt in the sense that, so that was shame. Guilt in the sense of, I have so many friends that want to work for themselves full time, that have tried and are trying still and are unable to make a full-time income for themselves. And I've done that repeatedly, year on year on year. That said, we have been trying since we were 15. I know that regardless of when that happens to you, it is a privilege. And sometimes when I feel those funky emotions, I feel like I'm not grateful. And the question to ask myself in those moments, is it true? Now, what's not been helpful to me, which I think has exasperated some of these feelings and these emotions, and is unfortunately a trap that I fell into, that I keep having to relearn, is to feel my emotions. And I don't know, I have this philosophy, which is what I feel in my body, because I worked for so many years in a corporate job, and every Monday I felt that sick feeling in my stomach, my body, like, ew, I don't want to go to work on a Monday, and then I feel it Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm just like, oh, this is okay, Thursday, Friday I'm fine, because I felt that every single week of my life, and I felt that for so many years, that it's somehow imprinted into my biology. And so even though I work for myself, the fact that I'm still sitting down on a computer and doing stuff on a computer, my body is remembering that old feeling of the Monday scarries, or the Monday funk, or the Monday blues. So I have this theory. Don't know if it's true. We shall see. And I also know that this is normal. We're not going to feel like it all the time. We're not going to feel like showing up all the time. It's normal. And I think for those that are getting their period every month, depending on where you are in your cycle, that can also have an impact on your emotions and what you feel. Again, for some funky reason, it always ends up being a Monday. Oh, I completely forgot. I started talking about something and then I completely went off on another track. And that is what I did, which didn't help me today. That is a lesson that I have to keep relearning over and over again. And that is, number one, I sent a voice note to my friend and I was talking about feeling funky. In the past, I have done journaling and try to write down my feelings, because the whole world says that when we journal how we feel and we vomit all our shit onto a page, that we're going to feel better, and actually I feel worse. So it doesn't matter whether I'm journaling my emotions or whether I'm voicing that out to a friend. I know that the fact of I'm regurgitating it is me like really cementing that experience and really imprinting that emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual funkiness, Monday scary blues and feelings like in my body. It cements it. And what I need to be doing, which is what my spiritual mentor tells me all the time, is to put my head where my hands are and put my hands to fucking work. And to say a prayer, to release my emotions, my feelings, and to turn my actions and attentions to, I'm just looking down because I've written it down, turn my actions and attentions to serving others. And somehow by serving others, we end up serving ourselves as well. You know, we help ourselves by serving others, by genuinely serving others with the intent to serve, not the intent to serve so we can receive, but to genuinely give to others and showing up for others as well. And so, you know, there is this idea in the world, which is we need to process our emotions and feel our emotions. And sometimes I think what is actually more helpful to us is to car park those emotions, put our mind where our hands are and keep our hands busy and serve others, and then come back and revisit the emotions. And what I often find is that when we serve others, these emotions are often diffused and we are able to look at the situation and realize, oh, it's not as bad. Again, it depends on the intensity. For example, if you are feeling grief, then you're going to need to do a whole bunch of like crying and processing. And that said, there does come a moment where it's almost like a tipping point where when we feel our emotions, it becomes a point where feeling our emotions is unhelpful. So feel our emotions becomes helpful. And then there's a tipping point where if we continue to feel our emotions, it becomes unhelpful. Wow, that is a diagram right there. That is a framework. So there is a tipping point where I believe it is helpful to feel our emotions and not. So for me, what I believe to be true for Monday blues or Monday scaries is that if it's a feeling that isn't based on doom and gloom that's about to happen on Monday or this following week, and you wake up feeling off center, I don't feel right in my body, I don't feel great, is to take a quick scan of your life and think about what might it be. So for me, I know that it could be biological, it could be because of the increased sugar consumption, could be because my thyroid or my cortisol levels are out of whack. It could be because there is muscle memory and my body has learned that we don't like Mondays. And so every Monday, even though we're doing what we always dreamt of doing, we're still feeling that in our bodies. It could be a whole range of those things. So it's really important to do a bit of a scan. And then once you've done a scan, then get to work. And we need to get to work, because I often find that if I stick at it and I ride those emotions, that to me is actually processing my emotions. That is me moving through my emotions, because as I do work, I'm not putting my emotions into a box. I'm feeling that grind, that uncomfortability of like, I don't feel good. And I'm, doing one task and another and another. And as I do that, the emotion starts to settle and it starts to subside, and I start to feel better in my body. That said, I listen to uplifting music. I get outside and I get into nature. I take off my shoes and I walk on the sand, or I walk on the grass, or I swim in the ocean. I do relaxation, yoga, and focus on serving others. So that's me today. I hope that was helpful to you. The intention with these videos is also, I want to document my life. I know it sounds pretty morbid, but I want to create this documentary of my life and what I'm on a weekly basis, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, importantly, what I'm learning, and sharing that with others as well. And I know that the best way to learn is actually to teach others. So by me teaching you how to get out of a funk, I am by default actually helping myself by telling myself, oh, have I gone out in nature, which I'm going to do that now? Have I done yoga? Definitely going to do that now. And the other things I've already done as well. And mental check. When I thought, do not do that. When you wake up in the morning, do not sit in bed for like 2-3 hours, feeling your emotions, and being like, and like putting the covers on over my head. I'm like, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. I don't want to be awake, which is absolutely stupid. It sounds so stupid. We're going to change that. We're going to change it. We are changing it. We are changing it because we eventually got out of bed. We walked the dog. Unfortunately, we sent my friend a voice note and just complained for 30 minutes about how much of a funkety feeling I'm feeling. And so I hope that helps and serves you today. I hope some of those things work for you, because they're the things that have worked for me time and time again. If I had to pick one, it is putting my head where my hands are, keeping my hands busy, even if it's just like folding laundry, washing the dishes, cleaning the apartment, the condo, like whatever, helping somebody else. It doesn't matter. Keeping your hands busy, that has been the most amazing thing for me. And also relaxation yoga too. Hope that helps and serves you. Share this video with someone that you think might really benefit from this video, or that it might help them. And please support your Black, Indigenous, people of color content creators, because we are here to serve. We are here to offer different perspectives on things, and we are people that need a voice at the table, because the world is fucking burning. And the reason why it's burning is because there is not that diversity of voice on that table about how to make the world a better place. We need greater diversity. We need different ways of leading. We need different solutions based on different perspectives and views of the world, and that comes from lived experience. And we need more BIPOC people that are out there having a massive impact on the world through content and the sharing of content and the sharing of their ideas. So keep supporting and showing up for your Black, Indigenous, people of color content creators, and also show up for me as well. And I will see you next week. Much love. I love you so much. I am so proud of you. Auntie Winither is so, so proud of you. And your big sis is so proud of you. And I want to tell you that I love you. and that I really believe in you and your ability to really show up for yourself so that you can continue to show up and serve others. Much love.